You're 32, you've got $300,000 in student debt, and your high school friends who became plumbers are posting vacation photos while you're eating ramen between shifts. I get it. You spent a decade studying, you're literally saving lives, and somehow you feel like the broke one at every gathering. Here's what nobody tells you, that debt isn't the disaster you think it is. In fact, you're in a better position than 90% of people scrolling past this video right now. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why comparing yourself to others is killing your wealth potential, the 3 specific mindset shifts that separate doctors who retire broke from those who build serious wealth, and the actual 5-year roadmap that turns your situation from overwhelming to exciting. But first, we need to talk about why you feel so far behind when the math says something completely different. Here's the truth nobody tells you, you're not behind, you're on a completely different timeline. And that timeline is actually designed to let you win bigger in the long run. Let me explain what I mean. While your college roommate started working at 22, you were still in residency making $60,000 a year and watching your debt climb. They bought a car, maybe even a starter condo, and their Instagram made it look like they had it all figured out. Meanwhile, you're 32, staring at $300,000 in loans, and feeling like you missed the boat entirely. But here's what that comparison misses: you spent 10 years building an asset that will compound for the rest of your life. Your education created an income floor of $250,000 to $400,000 depending on your specialty. Your friend? They might hit $80,000 after a decade of raises and promotions if they're lucky. Let's do the actual math on this. Say your friend started at $60,000 at age 22 and gets a solid 4% raise every year. By age 42, they're making around $110,000 and they've earned roughly $1.8 million over those 20 years before taxes. Now you start at $250,000 at age 32. Even if you never get a single raise, by age 42 you've earned $2.5 million in just 10 years. You've out-earned their entire 20-year head start in half the time. This is what I call compressed wealth building. You're not playing the slow game anymore. You're on the express track, but your brain hasn't caught up to that reality yet. The pressure you feel isn't because you're behind. It's because you're about to accelerate faster than you ever thought possible, and that requires a completely different approach to money. So if the timeline is actually in your favor, why does it still feel so overwhelming? Because you're probably still using the wrong mental models for wealth building. Alright, let's talk about the 3 shifts that actually matter. First, debt isn't failure, it's tool cost. That $300,000 our doctor friend has? That's the price of a license to earn $250,000 a year. Compare that to someone who started a business. They might take on $150,000 in loans or investor debt for a venture that might work. The doctor's debt has a predictable ROI built in. You wouldn't call a carpenter's $8,000 truck purchase a mistake just because it's financed, right? Same logic. Second shift, and this one's huge: stop comparing your year 1 to someone else's year 10. If you're 32 and just finished residency, you're not behind a 32-year-old software engineer who started at 22. You're in your first real earning year. They're in year 10. When that engineer was your age in their timeline, they were 22 and making $75,000. You're making $250,000. Your wealth curve is compressed and steep. Run the math: if you save just 20% of that $250,000 for 5 years, that's $250,000 saved, not counting any growth. The engineer saving 20% of $75,000 for the same period? That's $75,000. You're not behind, you're on a different track entirely. Third shift, your income ceiling is wildly higher than you think. That $250,000 base? In 5 to 7 years, you could be at $400,000 to $500,000 as an attending, or more in certain specialties or private practice. Meanwhile, most careers plateau or grow slowly. A $75,000 job might hit $95,000 after a decade. Your trajectory isn't just different, it's exponential. Now here's what actually matters, turning these shifts into a concrete plan you can follow starting this week. Okay, so let's map out what this actually looks like in practice. I'm going to use our doctor example with $300,000 in debt and a $200,000 income, but obviously this isn't financial advice, just showing you how the math can work. Year 1 and 2, you're living like you're still a resident. I know that sounds brutal after all those years of training, but hear me out. If you can keep your lifestyle at around $60,000 a year, that means you're throwing $140,000 annually at that debt after taxes. You could realistically knock out nearly half of it in 2 years. During this phase, you're also building that $10,000 emergency fund and maybe contributing enough to your 401k to get the employer match, but debt is priority 1. Then years 3 and 4, this is where it gets interesting. You've built the discipline, you've seen that debt number drop significantly, and now you can increase your lifestyle by maybe 20%. You're finally enjoying some of that income, but you're also shifting focus to investing heavily. Maybe you're maxing out retirement accounts, opening a taxable brokerage, even looking at side income opportunities that a lot of doctors don't think about, like consulting, telemedicine gigs, or creating educational content in your specialty. Some physicians I know are pulling an extra $30,000 to $50,000 annually from side work that actually energizes them. By year 5, you're either completely debt-free or so close it doesn't matter, and now you're in full wealth building mode. Your net worth isn't just climbing, it's compounding. Assets are growing, you've got multiple income streams, and suddenly that person who felt behind at 32 is actually ahead of most people by 37. So now that you've seen the roadmap, let me pull this all together and give you the one thing you need to do today to actually start this journey. Let's bring it all together. First, you shifted from comparison to your own timeline, realizing that starting at 32 with $300,000 debt but a doctor's income isn't failure, it's just a different starting line. Second, you reframed debt as a tool, not a prison, that student loan financed your earning power, and with a strategic payoff plan, it's manageable. Third, you focused on net worth trajectory, not snapshots, because someone at 25 with $50,000 saved might plateau, while you're building momentum that compounds for decades. Then we mapped your actual 5-year plan. Year 1, build your $15,000 emergency fund. Year 2, attack high-interest debt. Years 3 through 5, balance loan payments with investing, watching your net worth climb from negative to positive and beyond. You're not behind. You're on a different track, and it's a strong one. Right now, grab your phone and write down one money win you've already achieved. Maybe it's that MD degree, your first $8,000 paycheck, or just watching this video and changing your mindset. Then drop a comment below. What's your biggest takeaway from today, or what's one money fear you're ready to let go of? Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video where we'll break down exactly how to automate your entire wealth building system in under an hour.